Facts. All right, let's start this before I guess shows up.
All right, man.
Wait, not do it. Sorry.
Oh, so you this week?
You're leading, right?
Yeah, I'm leading. All right, y'all. Let's do this, man. Welcome to another episode of Your Good Podcast. I am the most dangerous DJ Eon with my co-host,
Scared Pop Brother Mike StayBlessed in the building. Know the vibes.
and we're back, man.
Yes, sir.
Another episode.
Um,
Real quick, I just want to thank y'all. Like, I know we should probably do this at the end, but like, I want to thank y'all because these last episodes, like all of season 5, you guys have been doing your thing. Shit, episodes have been blowing up. Yo, keep the same energy, man. And I'm really glad that you guys are actually listening to what we're doing, what we're trying to do for the community, the culture. Really appreciate y'all. And with that being said, man, Mike.
thank y'all. Thank y'all. Eon, what's good, bro? Nah, I feel like we too dead.
We too
What's
dead?
good,
We
bro?
gotta wake
Talk
up?
to me, man. Yeah, wake your ass up, man.
Let's go.
Black nails ass nigga, man. Head ass.
It was
Yo.
for Halloween, man.
For those of y'all listening on the audio, Eon painted his nails black. We fear he's going through something traumatic at this point in time. So, I just send Eon some prayers.
I'm
Hope he's good.
fine.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure. I'm kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm not going through it. Like, life is still good. Life is still prospering. I'm still busy, but like, there's a lot of things in my head that like I can't. I'm just dwelling on thoughts, and it's bugging the fuck out of me, man. And I painted my nails for Halloween. All right, when this drops, it'll be November 3rd, new month. By the way, the year's almost over. Hope y'all doing well. Gotta give them the intro real quick, man. Like, make sure everything's good.
Yeah, man. When we say you good, we want you to know. We want you to take care of your mental, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. When we say you good, it's for y'all, man. We want y'all to have a better experience after this podcast than when you started it. If you got one chuckle, then that's one more chuckle than you did before, all right? And that means we did our job. But we're funny ass niggas, so what you only laughing once for, motherfucker?
Yeah, man, you better laugh the entire episode.
Hating ass, depressed, sad niggas, fuck you.
No.
Okay, what's wrong with me?
Why you do the violence today, man?
I don't know, man. But it is good to see you.
It's good to see you too, man.
I just want to give another just brief message to the fans. A few of y'all reached out to me last week regarding last week's episode, letting me know that I had a big ass white spot on my pants, right in the middle of my pants. I didn't know. The people in the building failed to let me know that I had a big ass yeast infection.
Sorry, bro.
Fucking legs the whole time. And I'm just sitting there with my legs spread out, looking fat as shit. I just looked nasty last week, son. And the funny, you ever had a moment where you thought you was killing shit and then it just like didn't pan out the way you thought it was?
Yeah, it happens.
Yo, I thought I was killing my fit, man. I look back and I was like, yo, what the fuck, son? That was a big ass cum stain right in the middle of my leg, son. Dwight, for real. Yo, I was like, nah, man. I felt bad. So I apologize. Apologize to the fans. I thought I'd be better, but as you can see, I have a cup in between my legs. It's just been not a good patch for pants for me, so I'm going pants shopping very soon. I have a big ass hole in my pants. So it's not going to go for you, boy, man. Yo, send me some pants. Yo, send me some pants out there, y'all.
I guess we both going through it, I guess.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact, son.
The boys are going through it, man. Your
Yeah,
favorite
man.
podcasting duo, we going through it, man.
Nah, that's a fact. It's bad. It's bad, man.
You know what's funny? I didn't even peep like you had a big ass cum stain.
That shit was bad, son. I said, oh, son, it's one line just went down. I said, oh, shit. They gonna fry my ass up for this, man.
Damn, son.
Deservedly so. Deservedly so, man.
Hey, man, if you can't laugh at yourself, man.
I was not laughing. No, I can't. I was not laughing, so I was tight.
I feel you, man.
What's good with this?
But yeah, man, we here. To answer your question to what you're saying, yeah, I'm fine. I'm going through it. I'm not really going through it. Like these were for Halloween, guys. All right, these nails were for Halloween.
You sure, bro?
Yeah, positive.
You're giving me like 2003 black emo vibes, like.
You mean like when like Paramore and shit?
Yeah, bro.
That's 07.
'Cause tonight will be a night
that I will fall for you over again. Should have pierced my nose, right? Do the whole ensemble.
It's crazy. He's here, man. Hold on.
All right,
This is the part where we're gonna cut it.
Yo, Nemo.
Yo, my guy.
Y'all niggas don't know. I prayed to all the gods. I done sacrificed a chicken, a goat to be on this podcast. Y'all little tired. But I'm doing well, man. I'm glad to be here, man. It's been a long time coming.
Not for real.
What you got in that cup, man?
Some good stuff, man. Some good stuff. So I got you some options. So we
Okay.
have water.
Okay.
We have some cranberry juice.
Okay.
We have some orange juice. And we have some espolon here. You can choose from any of the three. Or a combination of such.
What is espolon?
Espolon is tequila.
Okay.
And I didn't know what you liked, so I just got what I liked.
Hey, I'm just grateful to be here, man. I saw they had the sister. You had the sister Mimi.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck no, nigga, I gotta get on here, man. Let me hit up Mike.
But he's been hitting me up for a long time. I'm like, shit, we're gonna make it happen.
And we did.
Sure.
Two episodes later, man. We got you and Mimi on the same month.
I'm on 2 seasons later.
Wait.
Nah, you don't understand, bro.
Yeah,
It's been
we've been trying to make this happen.
Like a long time coming, like Harriet Tubman, like
Oh,
Frederick Douglass.
I had no idea.
Nah, man, couple BYOBs.
Nah, it's all love though, man.
Hey, man, made it happen. Oh, my fault. I ain't wanna.
Wow.
That's much. I'm not really a drinker, so.
Nah, we good.
Smoke.
We don't smoke.
That makes sense.
You know, you like anything before we?
No, we good, man. I'll make that last. We got a lot to talk about.
Alright, how y'all doing, man?
Oh shit,
We good, man.
I got a question. Nobody can see my shoes on the camera, right? I'm gonna be able to see my shoes.
Yes, you will be able to see.
They are? Okay. Change that. I'm playing. I'm joking.
He's not joking.
No, it's fine. We just established that Mike has. Never mind.
Epic gonna hit me up. Epic gonna be like, you gotta take care of yourself, man. Epic, leave me alone.
Happy birthday, Epic.
Happy birthday. Y'all going to the thing? I'm not even gonna be able to go to this thing tomorrow, man.
We got plans.
I'm leaving the city.
Where you going?
I'm going upstate, man. Going to Oneida County.
Ooh, that's far.
Yeah.
That's far.
Driving.
That is far. Driving. New York is a big ass state, man.
It is.
That's a fact.
New York is huge.
Especially once you go like upstate and shit.
It's like, isn't it like, what's that, 4 hours to go to get to your college? 4.5 hours, bro.
And it's mad white people too. New York is full of white people. I'm be talking about white people a lot, man.
Don't get offended. Don't get offended, Walt.
No, he's not. That's the
I'm
problem.
not playing.
Oh boy, there go our sponsors.
No, you should put that disclaimer up.
No.
The views and opinions of the guest are not.
Does not reflect the views of the host.
You're gonna be responsible for our first ever disclaimer. I'm gonna let you know. He's gonna let you know. Listen, it's gonna be in person too. Listen, I just want to let everybody know right now. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast
does not necessarily reflect the views of the co-host of the podcast of Mike StayBlessed, DJ Eon.
Fast.
However, Nemo not wrong though.
we may not disagree, but we're not saying we agree here. Okay?
Yeah, we're Switzerland.
Yeah, we fake.
Put up a screenshot of the First Amendment.
Freedom of speech.
This is gonna be the last pod Walt ever does with us, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's Walt over there.
How you doing, Walt?
Engineer, my guy, engineer of the All Niggas podcast.
About to bring JB back.
As long as you're paying me.
Oh man.
I'll bring JB back.
Nah, the check later, man. He don't care.
Oh, check later. Yeah, you
We
right.
can say we want, man. Money's on my account already, man. They made that known. Chase said, "Bang! Them again?" Yep.
Can I use this to put my thing in?
Yeah, man. Can you do that? Yeah, man. Just don't drop it. All right, y'all. We back.
Officially.
I
guess it's here.
Did it start?
Yeah.
So, it was rolling this whole time?
Yeah.
The whole time.
We'll edit
it. Oh, okay.
You might want to bring the mic closer to you.
No, you good. Okay.
Nemo is loud enough, bro.
Is it good?
You don't need that.
Yeah, that is true.
Nemo is loud enough.
Nemo can project his voice.
Remember at the bar? Was y'all there at the bar?
Which bar?
Oh man, what is that? It's the bar with the numbers.
333.
333 bar.
I was there.
Yeah, but yeah.
Remember when I spoke? And it was like trying to get the mic from me. And I was like, you done fucked up, bro. Don't give me the mic.
Nah, man. I remember Youth Fest, man. The mic went out. And I
Oh,
heard you loud and clear. So I'm like, oh.
Because the kids that was there kept playing with the generator, bro.
Yeah.
And then the generator died, too.
You needed like a grandma to like watch the
Yeah,
generator.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
that was the first one. Second one I heard was much better.
Yeah.
So We gonna get into that.
Y'all didn't come to the second one.
Nah, I was in Almont.
When was that?
That was
Look at my
October
fake ass.
1st.
That was October, bro.
My fake ass. That was a Friday.
Nah, it was a Sunday.
No, it was a Sunday.
Yeah, October 1st was a Sunday?
Yeah.
Shit.
Weren't you out of town? Didn't you go to
Well, I did.
North Carolina?
Nah, I'm not even going. I can't even lie, man. The ancestors going to kick my ass.
No, I'm just trying to remember.
The generator lasted
the whole time?
the whole time. We have any hiccups.
Because you got a better one.
Yeah, you probably got a better one. That's probably what happened.
Kane, man. Kane got the generator last time. Yo, shout out to Kane. Yo, Kane came through in a very big way this time, too, man.
Come on, man. Shout out to
I don't even want to say, but Kane, man, Kane saved the whole show. Like it was like some crazy like miscalculation. And Kane, yo,
Kane does Kane stuff.
Kane is who is that that character MacGyver who just like pulls like, stuff out of his pocket and fixes stuff. Yo, Kane, you got like a monkey wrench with a Kane be like, yeah, I got it.
Just keeps that shit in his car, bro.
Yo,
just keeps that shit in his truck, man.
I was like, Kane, you got a laptop? You got a Mac? He was like, yeah, I got it in my truck.
In the truck.
Yeah. He had a Mac. He had a regular PC.
He had a dog.
He had like a chart. He had everything, bro.
He was like a Walmart in the back of his
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yo, shout outs to Kane, bro.
Shout
Kane
out to
was
Kane,
not
son.
there.
Jacob.
Jacob?
Not MacGyver, Jacob. What was I gonna say?
I was thinking of Inspector Gadget, but okay. That came up to my head.
You called him MacGyver. But anyway, we back, y'all. Just want to quickly say before we actually get started, this is gonna be the first ever You Good disclaimer. So I just want to let everybody know some things are gonna be said today. We encourage freedom of speech. Insert First Amendment clip here. We encourage freedom of speech. We encourage authenticity. We don't want nobody to ever come here and not be their true selves. So with that being said, our guest here today is one of them ones. He's one of them ones, right? A lot. You know, Walt is already back there feeling uncomfortable. I told him to get okay. It's all right, Walt. It's all right.
Do they know who Walt is?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Walt is Walt's the best engineer here, man. Come on.
Damn, you still throwing shots at J Money, man?
Come on, man. I said we're gonna be our authentic selves, right?
You're right.
Yeah, I think. Listen, man. I hate when guests ask me to bring liquor. I hate him. He didn't ask me to, but I just.
Man, you brought that shit for yourself.
I did.
Definitely did not ask him to.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely did not ask him to.
Because as soon as he brought it, I'm like, Nemo doesn't drink.
He asked me. You know when somebody like want to do something, but they asked to like have an excuse.
Yeah.
You want to smoke?
Nah.
Already got like pounds of weed. Like, I want to drink.
I always make sure to leave liquor at the end, right? Because I say you want water, you want juice, or liquor, right?
That's
So
right.
What did I say? What's my
You
response?
said surprise you.
Okay.
But in alcoholic terms, surprise me just means
Everything.
what type of liquor we bring.
You're not wrong.
So
For sure.
I just took that out. All right, shit, I'm going to a liquor store. Fuck it.
Is Drink Champs in Brooklyn? Is it like a new
Nah, it's in
drink?
Miami.
Okay, so this is Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Drink Champs.
yeah. This is like less than drink champs. This is like a toast champ. I don't know.
Toast.
But anyway,
Cheers chant.
yeah, we all over the place. Anyway,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
guest for today. Introduce yourself, please, my brother.
Yo, peace, everybody. My name is Nehemi El Ibrihim-Simms. I go by Brother Nemo. Guys can call me Brother Nemo. I am a educator. I'm a writer. I'm a community organizer. And I'm really just a down-to-earth brother, man. Here to kick it with my brothers.
Come on, man.
Thanks for having me on the show,
Not
man.
literally, right?
Yeah, I don't know how long.
Well, not literally, right? Because you are a black belt, too.
Huh?
Not literally, because you are a black belt, too.
I am not a black belt. I just wear these outfits.
Oh.
I'm not a black belt. Do I?
Michael
I
says
thought,
that.
I thought you
Mike
were
says you're a black
I'm not
belt.
gonna lie, I thought you were a black belt, right? I remember one BYOB, and he was outside doing some moves with some guy, and all the moves looked like they would break my neck, nose, ears, and everything above my neck. So,
I've gotten a lot with these jumpsuits, man.
Yeah.
I got chef. I've got janitor. I've got pilot.
You do look like a pilot.
I do look like a pilot.
yeah.
The jumpsuit is just I call it a kakara bee. Kakara bee is a tree word that means a little bit. And so I think consumerism and hyper consumerism are really big problems amongst our people, especially our age group.
Of course.
And I try to fight that in my everyday life just by trying to be as simple as possible,
Got you. Okay.
So that's why if you see me wearing these, different colors, I'm just trying to be a minimalist. Trying to
There's nothing wrong with that,
practice what I preach, man.
I respect that. I definitely do. But tell people more about yourself, man. Like you are an educator. Um, how did you like? How do you understand? Basically, like, how do you know this was your calling? Because Nemo, if we're being completely honest, you're very young, and you're very passionate about what you do. So, like, what dawned on you? Be like, yo, I actually want to do this. I want to be an educator. I want to make my voice be heard. I want to be an activist. What got you to this point? Like, what led you to be like who you are now? And I know, like, this is not even your final form. Like, there's so many of growths and achievement that you're gonna achieve in the future.
I have a couple more androids to eat.
But like, tell me, like, what set you on this path?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is in our blood. A lot of times we think we're making decisions, and career decisions, and the things that we want about the things that we want to be, and it's in our blood. It's in our bloodline. And so, I look back on both sides of my family. There are a lot of teachers in my family. There are a lot of educators. But the conscious decision to be an educator happened in ninth grade. Up until ninth grade, my family and everybody I came in contact with was telling me I was going to be a lawyer. I guess because I talked a lot. But in ninth grade, I came in contact with this white teacher. His name was Mr. Hunt. Okay. And Mr. Hunt would constantly tell us about how hard we have to work. He would be like, "Yo, y'all gotta work hard because when y'all get out into the real world, y'all are black." He used to tell us, a white dude, public school used to tell us like, "Yo, we black, y'all gotta work harder." And he was just a really good teacher, man. He was a really good teacher. We had an on and off relationship.
That is a massive self-awareness from the white guy. Like,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And he wasn't like one of these like he was like from Missouri. He was like a Midwest like hillbilly. He told a story one time about how his father would tell him and his sister that they not to bring home any black mates, not to bring home any black girlfriends or any black boyfriends. Wow. Like, so he's like a real like
Southern white.
Yeah, he's like a like chewing a straw, like a piece of straw out the side of his mouth, white dude.
He's like, that could be your auntie and your cousin.
At the same time.
Yeah.
The one that spits tobacco.
And so I realized, based on the effect that he was having on me, just pushing me to really write, pushing me to really think. Because, he would always tell me, like, yo, you think you're smart, but you're actually not that smart. Mm-hmm. And, you run into people who are, black kid, you say a couple big words, or you say, like, a thought, black people, not just black people like, oh, my God, he's so, like, and
well educated. You're speaking white.
Yeah. And you feel like you all that, but, you had this guy, he's humbling you, like, yo, bro, you're not even that, like, smart. Like, your writing is not even that good. And it made me want to get on my square. And so just based on the effect that he was having on me and the effect that I saw, the relationship that he had with other kids, I'm like, yo, this is the most powerful position in society. Educator. Because if you're talking about changing a society, you have to start with children. Like, that's the most logical point is to start with children. Because think about it, like in 10 years, a 4-year-old will be 14. In 10 years, I'll be 34.
Damn, you're that young?
And think about it. In 20 years, I'll be 44, and the 4-year-old will be 24.
Mm-hmm. New generation.
And so, if I reasoned that if I really wanted to have an effect on the society, a fast effect, like an immediate effect, I needed to work with children. I needed to be an educator. And then, just from an economical point, and this is what I've been realizing lately, if you look around, everything is education, man. Everything that you do, people are charging you to learn. So that's really it.
Okay.
That was mine.
So I'm happy you said that because you speak a lot about education and how you feel, education is very important. But at the same time, I feel like you think that the education that the kids are currently receiving now is like bullshit. Like we're receiving the wrong education, right? So speak to like the importance on why you feel we need to be, why the education system is bugged out, right?
Granted, you're not really wrong either. Like, it is trash.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It's not that I feel it's actually it's bad education. It's not even education. What is education? I'll say this. Look at the statistics on black kids in STEM. the American 24%, there's like 340 million people in this country. 24% of the American population is in STEM related fields, right? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. 9% of that 24, 25% is black people. 9% of 24% of the American population is in STEM. Look up the statistics around like reading. Reading and writing. Our children are not reading and writing on proficient levels, man. Look, and just look around. Like, I don't know if you guys are out at like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, maybe even 5 o'clock, but like just go be outside around that time. And you'll see that aside from the academics and the intellectual stuff, which is really a small part of education, the social and emotional part, the way that we interact with each other, the way that we're socialized to interact with each other is really messed up. Like boyfriend, girlfriend, like the whole like relationship stuff that we're going through in our generation. That stuff doesn't start when we're 25, right? The gender wars, that stuff starts in like middle school.
Yeah.
Bro, I was in middle school. I'm not gonna tell you the middle school I went to. I'm gonna tell you. Who cares? I went to Mar 11, and kids were having sex in middle school. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. Imagine a 12-year-old having sex in middle school. You having your daughter, 11-year-old daughter, come home and tell you she has a boyfriend, or your 11-year-old son comes home and tell you he has a girlfriend.
12.
What does that even mean?
It's crazy.
And so this is what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not trying to demonize anyone. I'm just trying to point out crucial parts of our culture that are toxic. So aside from the intellectual academic stuff, look at the way our children are being socialized. And I would argue, if it's not an African-centered education, if it's not a socialization process that really exposes the African child to an African culture, an African identity, an African language, African methodologies of teaching, you're not working in the best interest of that child. You're not working in the best interest of the child's family, and you damn sure not working in the best interest of the race. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example of teaching methodologies. Like, look at there's a very stark similarity between prisons and the public school system. The food that they serve in prisons and the food that they serve in schools are made by the same company.
Same thing.
Go into a classroom and look how it's configured. You have a bunch of people sitting down at desks for however many hours a day, listening to a person stand up and tell them and talk. That's not African-centered teaching methodologies. Our education is supposed to happen outside. Our education is supposed to be existential. I don't know a goddamn thing about taxes. And I've been through K through 12 education. And I went to college. I didn't learn how to file taxes. I didn't.
I didn't teach that.
Did you learn how to file taxes in public school?
Nah.
Did you learn how to file taxes in public school?
I went to private school and no.
You went to private school and no.
I did.
So my point is that if the education is not existential, if it's not equipping you to deal with your everyday existence, then it's not an education. Because education comes from the Latin word educare, which means to rear, to bring up, to form, to develop. And so our kids, we go through a K through 12 bullshit process that it's just bad, man. It's just bad. And I'm really passionate about education, man, because that's where a lot of the problems start. The schools a lot of our schools are not family centered. A lot of our parents are not involved in the education process. Education is like a triangle. You have the educator, or the secondary educator, which is the teacher. Then you have the student, and then you have the primary educator, which is the parent. And if those cogs are not working together, you have some problems, man. You have some problems.
So follow up then, because if the streamline, the cog is not currently working. I read an article that you wrote saying that like how homeschool education might be the future. Could you like elaborate on that? And what do you think that homeschooling would be better than what children have access to now? Like, why do you think homeschooling is the future?
Well, I'll say this, man.
Off the record, we're gonna put the links to his articles in the bio.
Yeah,
It's a good read.
I'll say this. Thanks. I'll say this. I don't necessarily look up to billionaires and millionaires, but I know a large, population of our generation does. So, look at the millionaires. Do they send their kids to public school?
No.
Do they even send them to private school? Elon Musk don't even send his kids to private school. He homeschools them. You know what I'm saying? And so, you can circumvent the K through 12 process. You don't have to send your kids to public school. You can homeschool. You can declare your child as a homeschool child. You can enroll them in a homeschool program, or you can get them various tutors, depending on your budget and your educational philosophy. And you keep them a record of the work that they've been doing. You prepare them for the SAT. If they want to take the GED, they can take the GED and they can apply for college. You do not have to put your kids in public school. Fact check that.
Okay.
So, and a lot of our parents have noticed this. I say COVID was a blessing. Sometimes you got to go through some pain to get to some realizations. But when the schools shut down, a lot of things shut down. I started to realize, and a lot of people around me started to realize that a lot of the things that we think are a necessity, they're really not.
Yeah,
they're really
I agree.
illusions. And we don't have to do them. And one of them is the K through 12 process. The K through 12, they got a thing called 3K.
What's 3K?
3K is it's like 3K is like pre-K for 3-year-olds. And so,
excuse me?
She get more and more ridiculous every round.
Yeah, what?
And I'm gonna say it again. 3K is like pre-K for 3-year-olds. You typically start pre-K at what, like 5?
5. Yeah.
But
4 or 5.
But the system. Let me tell you. The system. You guys know this, man, because we all adults here and we all gotta pay bills. And boy, is that rent, man. That rent is wild. Is rent not wild?
Yeah, that's 3K.
That's the adult. So they know, it's like a vicious trap, man. We the cost of living, especially in this city, is ridiculous. And we got to make money however we can, right? And a lot of times, a lot of us are in single parent relationships, but even if you're not in a single parent relationship, even a 2 household, 2 incomes, even that is hard to get by on. You got 2 full time, even that you'll have to configure a budget and move some commas and do some intense math to make it.
Gonna have to skip date night.
And you can't skip date night. You get in trouble.
You're my mom, bro. You treating my mom right now.
And so they configure, the society's configured in a way where the cost of living is ridiculously high. And so a lot of us don't have comprehensive communities to give our children to, like extended families, trusted uncles and cousins that have the same, general philosophy about life, or even like friends, or even a general community where you can, drop your kid here and your kid is learning what they need to learn. A lot of us don't have that. Most of us don't have that. And so the state configures these programs where it's the same thing on the plantation. You give birth, then you gotta go to the field, right?
Exactly.
You drop your baby off at Mammy. And Mammy was an old woman on the plantation that the mothers would drop their children off to, so they could go to the fields and have somebody watch the children in the field, and Mammy would teach the children. But Mammy will be teaching the children how to be a good slave, what not to do when master comes around, what to do when master comes around, and then eventually by 4, 5, 6, as soon as the kids start walking and talking good, they out in the fields themselves. And so, the society that we live in now really mirrors what was happening on the plantation. And we know that it does because when people go to work, what do they say? I got to go to the plantation. They say, that's what they say. I got to go to the plantation. That's literally what we're living in right now. And so it's up to us as young people young black people to really configure communities. And we got to stop using that word community too lightly. You know, we think a community is just a bunch of people. No, a community is an interconnection of 11 specific systems that you have to build, that you got to put time into building, that you got to put money into building. You got to put study hours into building a community. And we have to build these systems to escape the current ones.
So I'm happy you said that, right? And you're one of those people that I see you out in the public trying to build, what you call a community. Um, Give me some of the struggles that you feel you endure when it comes to getting people to buy in to your message, right? 'Cause you preach a lot of we need our own this, we need our own that, we need to build up our own schools, like economies. But sometimes it may be tough to deliver that message because this society is so focused on one thing that you may not be, you may be preaching something else. So some of the struggles that you endure trying to build that community, and from your own people, actually, like.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I'll say this: the primary struggle is not outside of self. The primary struggle is within self. The primary struggle is not trying to. That's a secondary struggle. Secondary struggle is trying to get people to buy into whatever that means. Buy in to whatever you trying to do. The primary struggle is to keep yourself on the straight and narrow, to make sure that your character is up to par, to make sure that you not lying, to make sure that you not stealing, to make sure that you eating the right things, to make sure that you not sleeping around, to make sure that you turning in homework and turning in assignments on time, to make sure that you are paying attention to your house, what's going on in your household, your parent, your father, your mother, your brother. I have 4 siblings. I got 4 younger siblings. So the primary struggle is within self, to make sure that you're paying attention to your flaws, because it's easy to look at other people and be like, yo, we need to and they need to, and why we not da 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 da. It's harder to look at yourself and be like, I need to work here. I need to clean this up. I need to, develop these habits. I need to strengthen this discipline. So that's primary struggle. But to answer your question, there are different parts of the society, right? And different parts of society have different priorities. And it is for me, it has been a journey of learning how to communicate with these different parts of society, right? Okay. So I'll give you an example. So you can have people who are already relatively conscious. Excuse me. Yeah, you have people who are relatively conscious, right? Conscious means these people are aware of a problem in the community, right? These people are aware of, we're all we're all aware of that. What's happening around the world right now is pretty messed up, right? Are we all aware of that? Yes. Right. So you have these people that are aware. Then you have the people that are conscientious. So you have the people that are conscious, you have the people that are conscientious, right? These people are doing something, right? They're doing something. Each of them pose a different solution. Each of them pose a different problem. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have to. So I'll give you an example. So for people who are just conscious, a lot of that is like educating, study groups. Yeah. A lot of that is no, excuse me. Sorry. For the people who are unconscious, because you have the people that are unconscious who are not really aware. They just kind of want to go to work and they don't really care about social issues, right? They don't see how it affects them. Like I was talking to a brother down in ATL, and I was talking to him about Cop City that is being built down in ATL that organizers fighting against, and he was like, "Well, it's not in my county." That's literally what he told me. He said it's not in my county. So implying why should he care? So these are people that are unconscious. These people, you have to meet them with a lot of empathy, and you have to meet them with a lot of studying, a lot of education, like throwing a lot of articles their way, throwing a lot of videos their way, trying to get them into study groups, right? Then you have people who
I would like to, not to interrupt you, but I personally feel the unconscious don't become conscious until it happens to them.
Agreed.
So they can read. They can read anything they want. They could watch any video, but if it doesn't apply to them, then it just flies for them. So until it happens to them, then it's like, oh,
they will stay asleep.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's a really great point. And so then you have the people who are relatively conscious, who are aware, but they don't really see a path to how things can change, right? Because social change is a very complex process. You know, it's not just we get out there, we march. It's not just we get out there, we protest. It's not just some social media posts. It's not just reading and studying. It's a very complex process. And so the people who are relatively conscious, who are aware of problems, you know, what I've once again, it's a lot of education. It's also a lot of, you know, trying to pull them into actions. You know, come out to this cleanup. You know, come do something outside. Get involved in this. And then you have the people who are doing work, right? And that presents a different problem because these people are already doing work. However, the work that they're doing is so separated, right?
Explain.
There'll be an organization over there doing a program around youth development. There'll be an organization over there, a program around something else. There'll be an organization over there doing something else. There'll be an organization over there doing.
So like everybody's focus is divided. Basically.
Absolutely, and they're all in their different corners. And you know, like look at the United States government. Look at any government. You have the Department of Health, the Department of Education, you have the Department of Defense, you have the Department of Homeland Security, you have the Department of Internal Revenue Service,
Department of Parks and Recreation.
You have everything under the sun. You know what I'm saying? And so the challenge with the conscientious, the people who are doing work, is to connect the work that they're doing so it can have a real time effect. So there are a lot of different challenges because our society is not a monolith. It's not homogeneous. It's heterogeneous. So it's a bunch of different people with different levels of awareness, different commitments, different motivations, you know. And you just got to figure out one, how to stay grounded. You stay grounded. Priority number one, you stay grounded. And you try to stay as committed as possible. Try to keep your character as high as possible. And after that, everything else kind of flows because it's a process. It's no one size fits all answer, and there's no band-aid answer. You're not gonna one day eureka and have solve it. It's never gonna be like that.
So follow up question, because you are like I'm saying, you're spearheading the next generation. So like my question would be like even though all these different groups are like singular focus on something else, like have you ever thought about like or have some sort of idea of like how to get these groups together? Like have you ever thought about maybe like on your own, like maybe like if you were given the opportunity, like what would Nemo do? What could Nemo do like to get the ball rolling?
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. It's a question I'm currently facing. I'll tell you what. I started an organization on Morgan's campus. It was called the Healthy Black Organization. I moved it to Brooklyn, and then I disbanded the organization. I let it go, and I resolved to go into other organizations and study as much as possible. You know, because I said, you know, we have enough organizations. I literally said that one day. I was like, we have enough organizations, man. I don't. You know, what is missing is the connectivity between the organizations. How can I serve as a conduit between these organizations? Well, step one is to join the organizations. You know, get in the fight, see what is happening and who is doing what, and figure out the politics of these organizations. And I'll tell you what, man.
It's a lot of politics.
I'll tell you what. It is a lot of politics, and there are a lot of variables. There's nonprofit stuff. There's ego. There's genuine ideological disagreement. There is low character. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot of. But currently, I have myself and some organizers. We've formulated this idea of a solidarity campaign. You know, and the solidarity campaign is a campaign that is issue-centric. So it's targeting an issue. It's not organization-centric. A lot of organizations launch campaigns, and it's for the development of their organization, or it'll have their organization at the forefront. And even if it's working with other organizations, it'll be this organization leading it. Which is not a problem. It's not inherently a problem, because you need organization-centric strategies, but you also need issue-centric strategies. And so we targeted, fundamental issue within community development is education. Usually when you build a community, the first thing that goes up is a school, because there's so many intersections that happen when you have a school. And so we said, African-centered education is something that everyone can get down with. African-centered education is all of these conscientious folk. All of them can agree that we need our own schools. All of them agree that we need tighter socialization systems for our young people. And so that's the issue that we chose to attack. And the general objective of this solidarity campaign, called the Struggle for Independent African Education, is to one, create a mutual aid developmental agenda between 6 educational institutions in 4 different cities. There are 2 in Brooklyn. There's 1 in Wilmington, Delaware. There's 2 in Baltimore, and there's 1 in Washington, D.C. And we said, I work in one of them. Actually, I work in one of them. I am an organizer in another one. So I work in 2, but I actually work as a job in one of them. And these institutions are facing critical developmental issues, man. Low funding is the primary one. And, we'll say, slavery created an unequal distribution of wealth and all these philosophical ideas and historical ideas. But at the base of it, and these ideas are true, I'm not trying to say they're not true, but at the base of it is that these structures, these institutions are not interconnected in a structure that would have them supporting each other, not just with funding, with money, but also with other kinds of resources, right? You can go in the public school system, you can go from one school to another school in the public school system as a teacher. As a student, you can go from one school in another school to another school. These schools are unified with standards, right? The same thing needs to happen with these institutions that are in existence. They need to come together in a sort of department of African-centered education. And in this way, they can mitigate developmental issues, right? Because they'll be able to share resources. So that's one general objective. The second general objective is recognizing that the grassroots organizations and the everyday people generally are not aware of these institutions, generally not aware. And so the support that would come from these grassroots organizations to these institutions is not there because they're not aware that these things exist. And so the Solidarity Campaign is saying, hey, look, we want to create a mutual aid developmental agenda between these 6 institutions. But to do that, one organization is not going to be able to do that. One organization is not going to be able to galvanize the amount of resources and the human and capital resources that we're going to need to put. Because I'll tell you what, I'm 24 years old. These institutions are not new institutions. No educator that has been doing this for 30 years. One institution has been around for about 50 years in Washington, D.C., Nation House. You're not coming to these administrators and the leaders of these institutions and saying, with just some idea, and they're just going to receive you with open arms. You know how many people come to them? You need to come to them with the ability to mitigate their issues, right? And it's like you having a broke down car on the side of the highway, and 2 people come up to you. One person comes up to you and says, they stop and they pull over and they say, hey, yo, I see you got a flat tire there. All right, we'll see you later. And then the second person comes up and says, yo, I see you got a flat tire. Let me give you a jump starter. I got some wrenches, or I got a pump or something. Let me help you. It's not going to fix your problem. You still need to take it to AutoZone to get the problem addressed, but I can get you back on the road. Who are you more willing to listen to? I would listen to the second person. The person who is
who's more willing to listen to me? I'm the one that need help.
That too, that's a good point too.
Of course.
And that's another reason why with the mutual aid developmental agenda, we are not trying to design it for the institutions. The plan is to galvanize enough organizations in order to get $50,000 from 5,000 African people through community cleanups. So currently we're operating 3 community cleanups, one on Pitkin Avenue, one on Utica Avenue, and one in Harlem. And these organizations are doing the cleanups. We're trying to get $10 from 5,000 African people. Once we get this $50,000, we're going to use it to mitigate infrastructural problems within these institutions, right? This institution, you need a library, you need some more books for your library, we can help you with that. You need some tuition for your student, we can help you with that. You have a light that went out, what do you need help? You need some science equipment, we can help you with that. We're helping you. We are presenting you with resources, right? You're more willing to listen to a person who's presenting you with resources than you are than a person that just comes around with some ideas. And so in that way, in the amassing of the resources, you'll also get solidarity. So you'll get solidarity on 2 ends. The mutual aid developmental agenda, which is between the 6 already built institutions that sit at the center of 6 different communities. And then you'll get solidarity on the back end, because to get the $50,000, to get the 5,000 signatures, you would have had to amass and galvanize a critical enough mass of organizations to get there.
I've always wanted to ask you this question, right? So you've always talked about $50,000, right? So $10 from 5,000 Africans. Your intent can be okay, we're going to use this to help our people and to mitigate the issues, right? But does it need to come from 5,000 Africans, right? Or 5,000 Blacks? Like, why can't we say 5,000 people?
Why can't Walt donate?
You said what?
Why can't Walt donate if he wanted to?
No, he can donate, but why is the focus on that? And for in interest of time, because you can go on forever. Yeah, so in interest of time,
it's a very simple
10 words less. No, I'm joking.
No, absolutely. The Resurrection Creed said we should be able to explain something in 25 words or less. But it's very simple. African people have to be self-determined. And we have to be willing to sacrifice time and money, because you know who a person is based on not what they say, but based on what they do with their time and what they do with their money. That's how you tell what a person is. We have to be able, as African people, to build our own institutions. There's a really good chapter in Black Power, this book called Black Power by Kwame Ture. And he talks about coalition building and interracial coalition building, right? And he says that before Black people can build coalitions with other groups of people, we ourselves have to have solidarity amongst ourselves.
That is true.
And so it's not necessarily saying that we don't want help from other groups of people. It's more so saying that we have to do this and we have to struggle through this ourselves. It's very simple.
No, it's very. I agree to a certain extent, right? My main thing is always, we should be building a foundation, right? But our foundation shouldn't be, exclusive to anybody else who may not come from the same background, but may also want to help the background. That's not me saying, okay, well,
that's one school of thought.
Cool, right? Yeah, like I don't want to just grab. I don't think. Like, I don't want to just use. He's the only white guy in the building.
Might as well go ahead.
I don't want to just.
That's one philosophy.
That's one example, right? But if a Walt wants to donate $5,000, and I know that $10, not $5,000. You want to donate $5,000? No. If you want to donate $10, and that's going to better a cause that I'm really dedicated about, right? His intention is I want to help. I may not understand. I may not come from it, but I want to help.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Absolutely.
We need to be. I've always said that before you can pour into others, you got to pour into self.
Absolutely.
And that even goes into being a collective, right? Until like Black people can say, hey, let's join forces. But this, let's join together and let's try to. You see
keep going. Keep going.
Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going.
I got a wardrobe malfunction, man. Nah, but even in
passionate,
that,
man. A wardrobe can wait.
Don't look, Nemo. Nah, but even in that, it's like we got to be able to say, hey, look, let's build together. But at the same time, there's also external help that we should be, if possible, receiving, because we got to face it. Sometimes we're not going to get that from our own.
We're not.
So who are we to exclude somebody who wants to help us more than our people want to help us?
But I would. You're not wrong either, and you're coming from a particular school of thought, and it's valid. I would caution us, and with this, that not only do we have to hold Black people accountable for building our own institutions, because one day we're gonna have to run our own countries, we're gonna have to run our own empires, right? But we also I lost it.
Real damn.
We can edit this out, man.
Yeah, we can.
We have to, but no, don't edit it out. Not only do we have to keep Black people accountable. Oh, that was what I was gonna say. Not only do we have to keep Black people accountable, but we also have to fight the pessimistic attitude that is ingrained within our culture that Black people cannot and do not want to do anything on their own. That's, we are very pessimistic in that way. Oh, these Black people, they don't care about this kind of stuff. What you're doing is useless. Black people don't care. That is a narrative that is ingrained in our culture from a couple hundred years of slavery and oppression. But it should not be our dominant narrative, because I tell you what, I used to believe that. I used to believe that the everyday Black person, not the PhD'd intellectual, but the everyday Black person didn't care about what was going on. I tell you what, that's not true. I tell you what, you come out to them cleanups and you'll see everyday Black people coming up to you. You'll see everyday Black moms coming up to you crying. And those of you, where's the camera? Those of you who have come out to the cleanups and you watching this, you know I'm not telling lies. You'll see everyday Black mothers coming up to us crying, talking about, I appreciate what you're doing. I need my sons out here. You'll see business owners, Black business owners, opening up their shops, giving us waters, buying us waters, giving us materials. You'll see fathers, just people stopping their cars on the street in the middle of Utica. You know how Jamaicans are. Just stopping their car in the middle of the street trying to give us money. We don't even have to go out there and ask. They want, but what it is the system has us so preoccupied with going to work, with going to work. It's not that in the days of Harriet Tubman, it's not like the enslaved people. It's not like they didn't know that they were being treated bad. They were being worked so fucking hard that when Harriet would come around talking about freedom, they didn't even have the energy to entertain the conversation. Can you imagine trying to pay a $2,500 rent? And you got 2 kids? And you in a marriage that you're not satisfied with? And you got unresolved trauma from your childhood? All of that stuff mixed up into one. You working a job that you really don't like, and you tired. You're not just physically tired, but you spiritually tired.
Got room for nothing else.
It's not that Black people don't want better. It's the system has them ensnared. Taxes. Don't get me started on taxes, man. About some taxes. So the administration can send money to whoever. Our tax money. You go to work. You understand? We go to work and they take our tax money. They take our time and we have to pay them money. And we go home and we can't even play with our children. Black people want better. We just being worked to the goddamn bone. So let's do away with the pessimistic attitude that Black people don't want better. It's not true.
So I just wanted to piggyback, right? So you talk about like the people, like the mothers that come to you and, during the cleanups and the people on Utica Ave. Shout out Utica, shout out my people. If you had to give a percentage of the outreach versus the reach back, or the people you outreach to, or the people that respond, right? Like, what percentage would you give to the people that you talk to versus
100%?
100%?
We don't even have to talk to the people. First of all, I don't be talking to nobody. I be cleaning. The cleanup team, you have cleaners and you have people who do the outreach.
Not the people. Not the people that show up to the cleanup. I'm talking about the people that you reach out to on like a daily basis.
On
like the people on Utica, right? Like
yeah, it's 100%. You don't even have to. I'm telling you, I should come out one day, man. You don't even have. You don't even have. You did
once, I think. Wait, U-Fest wasn't a cleanup? Wait, hold on.
U-Fest was not a cleanup.
It's okay.
I'm coming. Nah. I don't want to make it look like I'm joking. I thought I was doing something.
Yo, we gonna hold it. We gonna hold him to it. We gotta get Mike StayBlessed and DJ Eon out to the cleanups. At least one.
I'll come.
All right, great.
I'll come.
But it's 100%. I'm not embellishing either. We don't even have to do anything, man. We don't even have to do anything. We just us out there cleaning up as young people. These people come to us and give us their money and give us their signatures. They come to us, they say, "What are you doing?
And how can I help you?"
People, I swear. Yo, we had this one lady opened up her store, opened up her cash register, pull out $40 out of her cash register, and with tears in her eyes, put it in the bucket. And we just clean it up. Mm-hmm. You know, so we don't have to do nothing. You know, some people we out there cleaning up. People like, yo, what are you doing? Cleaning up? You mandated by the courts? You know, people ask me that.
That's the first thing that comes to people's mind.
So you just out there cleaning up? Yes, Baba, we just out here cleaning up. We just, oh man, how can I contribute? I swear. We don't even have to do anything.
First thing that comes to people's head. Yo, how long they got you doing this for? Damn, bro, what you did?
What you did?
Damn, bro, they got you?
Damn, bro.
That's true. But and I, you know, really want to go back to the pessimism though. It's a really pervasive element within our culture as Black people that keeps us in one place. And it was the same thing that was happening on the plantation when we were on those plantations. You know, I don't know if any of you guys saw the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman, but it's a movie. You saw it?
No, I'm actually serious.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And you remember in the beginning when all the enslaved people were freed, and the young brother was talking about, "Yo, I'm leaving," and the old Baba, he was saying, "Where you going? What you gonna do? What you gonna eat? Your place is right here on this plantation." And so we have to defeat the notion that Black people don't care about their own well-being. First of all, a lot of us, and this is why I gotta give a shout out to everyone who's doing healing work, everyone who's doing mental health work, Stay Driven, We All We Got, Holla, How Our Lives Link All Together. I see you had a sister up here who was a psychologist last time, right? Mimi. I gotta give whoever is doing mental health work in the Black community, I gotta give a shout out to you, because to us, yeah, this is mental health work. Because Kwame Nkrumah said, you know, seek ye first the political kingdom, and all else will be given to you, right? But before you can motivate Black people to do political work, you gotta address what is happening in our households, man. With the abuse, the sexual abuse, the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse, the abuse that's happening to our young children is and we never get a chance to get it out. We never get a chance to heal it. And so, you know, you can't even get to the political, political economic, because the social, emotional socialization systems. And that's why education is so important.
I think the root of where a lot of our internal feelings come from stems so deeply from like childhood trauma, growing up, you know, just how we were treated in society, labels, all that stuff. It's not a real surprise as to like how we end up just being, you know, the way that we are as a people, right?
Absolutely.
I will be honest, right? I think I try not to be pessimistic, but if you view things from a certain perspective, pessimism in the Black community is like one of the biggest problems that we face. Right?
Oh yeah.
And it can be as small as saying, "Oh, that person can't do something. That person cannot do this."
Yeah.
And it could be as big as, you know, what you were talking about with the Jane Pittman, when, you know, hey, somebody wants to better themselves, and you're thinking like your ceiling is this.
Absolutely.
Like why do you think you can do more than this?
Absolutely.
Right? And
that's why support is also a big thing too, man.
How much times have you and anybody home reach out? I didn't mean to cut you off. My fault.
No, you fine, bro.
How much times have you reached out to somebody and they said, "You sure you want to do that?"
Yo,
like, you sure? Is that a good idea?
Especially if you grow up, especially if you Caribbean.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Or you tell them and they say, "Good luck with that." Good luck. How much time you got left, bro?
If I'm being honest, not that often. Like everyone in my life, I've been lucky. It's been very supportive in everything I wanted to do.
You sure about that?
Yeah, of course.
I'm
telling you the truth. No, I'm being honest. Like my parents have been supportive in everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Same thing with my sisters. You've been very supportive in things I want to do. Yeah, of course. As well as you. Like everyone. I've been blessed with a good circle. That's why I always say, like, I know you're trying to stay blessed, but I truly feel blessed and I am blessed too. Definitely gotta. That's probably why I like to pour into others a lot. You know, like I'm always giving. I always want to give. Always want to give. Always want to be there. I always want to assist. So I guess that's what it is, man. Like, cause people has given so much onto me that like I feel like I feel like not I feel like I want to give back.
You live your life with a lot of love and positivity, and I think people that know that you're a very like positive person. You encourage people a lot. You have a lot of belief and faith in people, which are two different things. We'll get to that in another episode.
I also love to listen too.
You are 101, right? There's people that before they ever tell you good luck or before they ever tell you that they support you, they'll give you 1,000 negative comments or 1,000 negative reactions to something that you say you want to do, right?
Absolutely.
Which is something that he said. That's what he's talking about, right? It's like that pessimism.
Especially if you're talking about something beyond getting a job or beyond, if you're talking about something like to change the world,
something beyond 9 to 5, something outside of like something that they can't like comprehend because it's like they're programmed to be like, no, you wake up, you go to work, you
go take a vacation,
or even that
retire when you're 65 and live your life then.
Some people try to compare themselves to you, right? Like you can say, yo, Mike, I want to invest in this. I want to do this. I want to invest in like real estate, right? I don't know anything about real estate.
Not a goddamn thing either.
But if you invest in real estate, if I think I'm higher than you, if I think that I'm better than you, I'm gonna try to put you down because I don't want you to feel like you have an upper hand on me in anything.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna wish for your downfall. And that right there is what I try to like. I think that's what I was trying to tell you. Like sometimes, there's people who, may not understand the vision.
Yeah.
And you may have a very, very passionate vision about what you want to do. And not everybody's going to see that. And there's going to be a lot of pessimistic people, but there's also a lot of people that may be optimistic, but they may not be Africans. Yeah. So I want to welcome all positivity, all optimism my way, whether you look like me or not. But I also am, and I want to put this on the record here, I want to say that we should invest in ourselves more.
I agree.
And I don't feel like we do that enough because for whatever reason. And that it starts from young and we just build it up to not like love each other as a people, man.
We should invest in ourselves in order to build communities. We have to build communities. We have to build systems. Mm-hmm. We have to build institutions. And people think, build a program, you have an institution, or you build a whatever, you have an institution. An institution, you have an institution when you can build something and it outlives you. That's when you have an institution. And a community is an interconnection of 11 different kinds of those institutions. We have to, young Black people, man, we have to stop being hedonists. We have to stop living for pleasure. It is the recording of this is November 2nd, 2023. The world is going crazy right now. All around the world. Everywhere. Flint, Michigan, still don't got clean water. Everyone is suffering. And young Black people, we need to be very, very careful and very serious about where we put our time. Full stop. Because if we, black people, we have this, I don't want to, I just said against pessimism, but I'm not being pessimistic. I'm being practical here. We have this belief that we can't lose. We've been through so much. We be like, yo, we've been through all this and we still here. We gonna be good. It's not true, man. We gotta really get serious about developing ourselves ideologically, making sure we are have a proper ideology for survival. We need to make sure that we are studying. We need to make sure that we are building strong families. We need to make sure that we are building strong communities. And a community is not a bunch of people who get together. I'm gonna be very clear about that. Because the way the world is looking right now, man, it's just not a joke, man. And people be like, Nemo, why are you so serious? And
someone has to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I like to think I'm childlike. But I say because I was born into serious times. Look at the fucking times that we're living in, man. How the fuck do you expect me to be a hedonist? Unless I'm wanting to escape. Hedonism is a product of escapism. You're trying to escape, and so you overly indulge in pleasures. But if you're actually sitting down, soberly and looking at the society, and you can't tell me that you can't see what's coming. Hey, man, 18 people shot in Maine. White dude, ex-military. Buffalo, New York, a couple months ago. Dude goes into the supermarket hunting for black people.
Morgan State. Homecoming.
Bowie. But those are different. It was both gun violence, but I'm trying to point out. Yeah, you're right. But the church, like, yo, like.
Yeah, if you look at East Flatbush last week.
What happened?
I think it was like a noise complaint.
Oh yeah, and then a noise complaint, and then somebody went upstairs and
and then like a brother just ended up shooting
2 other people,
like 2 guys. It was a father and his stepson, in front of his wife, and I think the stepdaughter was on the other side of the door. It was sick. It was sick. Hurt my stomach.
All of that. I'm not even gonna get into Sudan, Congo, West Africa, the Sahel. I'm not even gonna touch Ukraine. I'm not gonna touch BRICS. I'm not gonna touch the economic reordering of a global system. I'm not gonna touch Israel and Palestine. I'm not even gonna touch none of that. Look at what's happening in America. Look at Joe Biden. Can somebody help Joe Biden?
Hey man,
do y'all see him?
I've always said that there should be age and term limits for our government. If you pass a certain age, you shouldn't be allowed to.
Yo,
that's my thing, man. If you pass a certain age, you shouldn't be in office.
Yo, look at Florida. Look at what Florida is doing with the curriculum.
Yeah, DeSantis is a fucking moron.
Look at DeSantis. Look at this. Look at AI. Look how AI is gonna radically change the society. It's gonna eliminate so many. Look at what's happening.
It's already doing that.
It's already doing that.
My God, young black people, we have to stop overly indulging in pleasure and get serious about developing ourselves morally, developing ourselves, developing our families, building strong nuclear and extended families, and building strong communities. Because when there's no more eggs at the corner store, and you can't just walk in and ask Ock to make you a bacon, egg, and cheese, what you gonna do? When you can't just walk into the supermarket at the end of the block and buy some food, what you gonna do? But we, black people here, are shielded by American imperialism. We get to play with the trinkets of American imperialism. So the iPhone and the TV and the Jordans, they're blinding us that we are black people in an anti-black world. And as soon as resources get scarce, and they're getting scarce, you're gonna see who's black and who's not. You're gonna see who's Chinese and who's not. Who's an Arab and who's not. You're gonna see all of these communities close their doors. And black people gonna be talking about, no, we're not gonna be talking about that, because we're gonna close our doors too. But we gotta be very serious. We have to be very serious about building communities, man, building strong systems, especially for our children. Because I went to PS221, I went to Mar 11, I went to Wingate. I didn't grow up in the suburbs. I grew up in East Flatbush, Harlem. I lived in the Bronx. I lived in Crown Heights. I'm New York. You know what I'm saying? And so I know the ins and outs of our situation here in New York. And if I know the ins and outs of the situation here in New York, I can give you a good hypothesis for the situation in Baltimore, for the situation in Washington, D.C., for the situation in Detroit, Philly, Atlanta.
Everywhere.
I can give you a good synopsis of what's happening. We got to stop playing, man. And black people, we so loving, you know, and we're so accommodating. You know, it's not a bad thing. But we just gotta move with the times. The times is calling for serious, focused action. I'm not saying, I'm not perfect. I got a drink in my hand right now. No, who's perfect?
That's cranberry, bro.
Yeah,
that's cranberry juice.
It's cranberry. Sorry, man.
Don't listen to me. I got a drink for I have a drink in my hand. That's what you see. But I have a drink in my hand. I'm not saying you can't have a good time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's not be overly indulgent in pleasures out of escapism and not really get down to the nitty-gritty of our problem, of our condition. Because we got a serious condition here, man. And we have a lot of organizations that are doing great work, man. You guys
appreciate it.
Y'all doing some great work. But I don't know if y'all, I said this in the beginning, but y'all don't know what I had to do to get on here. This is a very exclusive platform. I had to pray to my Muslim God. I had to pray to my Christian God. I had to sacrifice some chickens. I had to sacrifice some goats. You know what I'm saying? I had to do a lot to get on this platform, man. So I'm very honored to be here. You guys are doing great work,
man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming, bro.
Thank you for coming, Nemo.
Man. Don't sacrifice no chickens for us anymore.
Now you have to
bring me a piece, man. Bring me a slice, man. Fry that bad boy up, man. Some curry that go. You know what I'm saying, man? Don't sacrifice nothing for us and not bring us, nigga.
I had to cast some cola nuts.
I gotta be
no.
We gotta go consult some divination systems.
Ain't no cola nuts, man. Yo,
Nemo,
listen,
just to get on here.
Listen, I don't want to disrespect my people. I'm half Nigerian now.
Your wife is Nigerian.
She's Nigerian. Bro, I'm half Nigerian. I don't want to disrespect. Listen, cola nut is probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever had in my life, man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I might edit that out. I might have to edit that out. I might have to edit that out.
You gonna lose your
don't
whole
be a punk.
E5 followers.
Listen, I might not be allowed back in the States. Look, Sazi, I'm sorry. Sazi, I'm sorry. Cola nut is disgusting.
To be completely honest, Nemo, we're gonna have to bring you back on because there's a lot of questions that I had that I never get a chance to get into.
Hold on, wait. Let's have our white sponsor see this episode first, and then see if we can bring him back.
We gotta secure that white money.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, then we can bring it back to the community, right?
I'm joking.
But
we're gonna bring it back regardless. Fuck out of here, man.
But
we support our own. $10 from everybody. 5,000.
This is the final question. Like, if people who watch this,
less.
who will watch this, and like want to be involved, like you said, you want to get $10 from 5,000 Africans. Like, where can these people donate, and two, where can they find these articles and research so that they can start being conscientious and stop being asleep? Like,
absolutely. Good question. Well, if you want to be one of the 5,000 Africans who push for that mutual aid developmental agenda, much needed, you can Cash App $ Youth Cleanup. Youth Cleanup. You can Cash App. And there'll be a link, I'm sure, here to the GoFundMe. But what we really need is for you guys to come out and give us your manpower. We need you guys to come out. We need people to hold down their own community cleanups. We're looking for different organizations, different, right? Not even just organization, but just different people who are trying to figure out a way to make change in their community, and they don't know how to be Malcolm X. They don't know how to be Marcus Garvey. They just trying to be a regular person doing something in their hood. Start a cleanup on your block. And and have it in solidarity with the struggle for independent African education. The campaign is we're organizing under a decentralized model. What that means is we're trying to work towards certain goals, and that's really it. We're not trying to tell you what to do with your life. We're not trying to tell you what to do with your organization. We just need your organization to, or your organization could be your family, your business, if you have a social organization, whatever. We need you to hold down the cleanup on your block in solidarity with the campaign, with the struggle for independent African education. If you don't have the capacity to do that, if you're an older person watching this, hit the Cash App. But for all you young people, we need you guys out here, man. Come out here.
Got you, Major.
Come outside. We outside. What they say? What did the kids say though?
We are outside.
You're younger than us.
We outside.
You should be telling us.
We outside.
We outside.
We are most certainly outside.
All right. So, final segment. We definitely have to get you back on. We do, because again, these are questions that I wanted to get. No, we definitely got to get you on, man. Season 5, we're bringing everybody on. Everyone who wanted to come on is coming on.
Yo,
I'm not gonna let that go.
I'm
playing.
But this is a part of the show
because
because
thank you for pulling up. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. But this is actually the part of the episode.
Firm handshake.
That's that Jamaican.
I ain't gonna forget that.
Maybe it's black. Maybe it's black belt.
You gotta keep some things secret.
Yeah.
Talk half, leave half.
We're gonna do Good Flowers real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Good Flowers, it's the part of the episode, the final part of the episode where we give somebody in your life. Doesn't matter who, like, you're just gonna give them their flowers, because a lot of people don't get their flowers until it's towards the end. So we want to stress giving people their flowers now, like while they're still here, while they can still receive them.
Yeah.
So, Nemo, is there anybody that you want to give your flowers to? A person, organization, institution, whoever you want to give your flowers to, man.
Can I do like 2 people?
Yeah, you can,
man.
Yeah. I want to give flowers to Baba Sekou Odinga, Baba Sundiata Akoli, Baba Jalil Muntakim, Baba Charles Barron, Nana Akuya Koto. I want to give my flowers to all of the elders, Baba Herman Bell, to Mama Bibi. I want to give my flowers to all of the elders who have done so much work, so much sacrifice, so we can be here today. It's important that we honor our elders and let them know that we haven't just studied what you've done, but we are determined to further it. I also want to give a shout out to my fiance / partner.
You're engaged, bro?
I am engaged.
Congratulations,
Wow.
man. Congratulations, man.
I thank you. Every strong brother needs a strong sister. That's just facts. And you really empower me to be the best version of myself. You hold me accountable. You keep me on the straight and narrow. You remind me of who I am, who I'm supposed to be, and you help me, walk in that every single day, every day. All you young brothers out there, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Get you a sister and chill out.
Stay away from the milk.
Chill out. Get you a sister, man. It's real.
Don't be a milkman.
It's better than steroids. It's better than anything. I'm lying?
You're not?
I said, hey, man.
Oh, you said, oh.
No, you said.
I thought he said.
Everybody tries to get me in trouble at least once. Once a pod. I am a full endorser of the sisters. Okay.
Hey,
Baby,
me
I
too,
love
man.
I thought you
The
said
sisters
amen.
raised me.
You said amen.
No.
I thought you said amen.
Nah, you said amen.
Hey, man. Listen, man. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Listen, don't get me in trouble. Okay, cool, man. I just got back.
I just got back.
I just got out the doghouse. Okay.
I just got out the doghouse. November 2nd, 2023. Shit. I just started
Yeah,
sleeping in
man.
this room again.
No more locked doors.
We joking about this, but all of this is real. Like,
No, honestly,
Hey,
listen,
man.
man. I don't know a single
Eon's still
person.
single, man.
I don't know a single person whose life has not been like astronomically made better by a black woman, man. I will put my life on it, man.
No, you're not wrong, man.
Put my life on it, man. Shout out to all my sisters.
Black
out
women
there,
raised
man.
here.
Come on, you know the vibes. You know, this black woman panderer, you know the vibes, man.
Not a panderer.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my flowers to the sisters, man.
Man, come on,
Yo,
man.
I'm gonna say, yo, brothers, man. Yo, we gotta be prepared to hurt somebody, man.
Oh, you already know my track record. I've been outside.
Yeah,
we gotta be prepared to hurt
wife.
somebody, man, over these sisters, man. We can't be
Come
playing
on, man.
these daughters, man. I'm not even just talking about the daughters,
I'm
our
even
daughters,
worse.
our nieces.
I'm gonna be even worse with my daughter coming to play.
Bro, y'all better stop.
Well, I see. Well,
once a black man has a daughter, you have resigned yourself to death.
Yeah.
You better be ready to hurt somebody.
Yeah, man. If you're not willing to die over your daughter, man, then don't have one. Don't have children.
Period.
Stop. Even your like kids. If you're not willing to die over your kids, don't do it. Eon, flowers.
I want to give my flowers to Jazz. This past weekend, Jazz is she was one of the bartenders at the house that I have a brunch / event thing going on. Pull up this Sunday, by the way. She was very like open and honest because like we're talking about having daughters, and you know she's someone's daughter too, and how very wicked the world is. And then like she vented to me, and then, like I was able to like we were having a moment like we're just venting to each other, and I really appreciate the conversation that we had, and I really appreciate having sort of I guess having you as a friend now. So I just want to give my flowers to Jazz. Life does get better, you know, and like cause she also deals with anxiety too, like you know, so. Life does get better. Take it a day at a time, and you know, like if you ever need to vent, you know, I'm here. So I'm always willing to listen. So I want to give my flowers to Jazz, man. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Jazz. No vibes. I'm gonna give my flowers to my guy Shane King, my therapist, y'all. As y'all know, I started therapy soon, and my therapist is a black man, and you know, I had a couple sessions. I had my first real like session earlier this week. It was intense. It was fucking intense. I
gotta get a therapist, man.
Listen, I'll send you his info. I mean his insurance. Like I go through my insurance, so I pay like a copay for it. But listen, man, that shit was intense. And I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna talk about it whenever I'm ready. There was some things that was discussed, but I think overall I'm just happy to just start this journey. I'm happy to start the journey, and you know, it's a brother, somebody I can look to. People know, y'all know from how I've been talking about therapy from the past couple episodes, how I felt about it in the beginning, how I was a little hesitant towards doing it, but right now I think we got something. We got something, and it was a scary feeling, but I'm excited now because we're gonna get to the bottom of a lot of shit.
I'm happy for you, bro, man.
Yeah,
shout
man.
out to you, man.
It was crazy. That's fire. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it, man. And shout out to my guy, man. If anybody needs therapy, I suggest go for it. I was one of those people. I wasn't with it, but I say go for it.
Hey, better late than never, right? You're still young.
Of course. Now I don't want to end this out with a joke, but we do have a white man that's telling us to wrap it up. He's trying to go home. So
with that being said,
yeah, man, I don't want to undo everything he just said.
But Nemo, thank you for pulling up, man. We appreciate everything that you said, all the information that you shared with us.
Of course.
If we were asleep before, we're definitely awake now.
If
people were
asleep. Because of what I said earlier, because I was yelling.
No, because you were being. I mean,
that's a little bit of both, man.
Yes, yes.
Listen, man.
But nah.
If you had to adjust your headphones a couple times during this podcast, we apologize. But listen,
you can put a disclaimer on the
listen,
too.
one thing I'm always
don't listen.
Auditory. We're not responsible for any.
I'm gonna do the countdown. Lower mic in 5, 4, 3, 2. And then another thing. Nah, man. But thank you very much for pulling up. I appreciate you, my guy, man.
Thank you, man.
Listen, man. I'm happy you introduced your name because I was trying to pronounce it yesterday and I got it wrong. So I said Brother Nemo.
I just tell people my name is Nemo.
I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna put some respect in your name, though, for real. I'm gonna get it right.
See, that's what I mean. So with that being said, man, this has been another episode of the Good Podcast, man. I am the most dangerous DJ Eon, with my co-host,
Scary Pop Brother Mike. Stay blessed in the building, signing out. You know the vibes.
And our guest,
Nemo.
Yes, sir.
And thank you guys for pulling up, man. Remember to like, subscribe, and see you next time, man.
Peace. Fire.